Hey everybody, welcome back to SoftwillyTalks, episode number 8. Sorry there was not 2 episodes last week. I actually made a live stream and had said that, there weren't many submissions, and I ended up just considering making an episode where it was just me talking, but some people actually had made some submissions, so that was totally clutch. I don't want to make it seem like I'm hoping you guys DM me with some things, but again, it's no worries. If nobody really DMs me, I have no problem finding something else to talk about. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm preying on you guys having issues and I talk about them. It's obviously great that we don't have really much going on. But with that being said, like I said, always, I'm not a professional. So please take what I say with a grain of salt. And if there is something that you really need to speak about, or you feel you're having these bad thoughts, really do speak with a professional. So yeah, with that being said, we're going to start with our very first one here. This says, okay, well, I struggle so much with making friends and I don't really know how to either. I get super uncomfortable having to DM people first, and then I'll just turn around and not reply to someone's DM for over a week because I lack the motivation to try and reply. I want friends. I want a group of people for me to be like, oh yeah, these are my friends who I like and are comfortable with, but I can never actually go through with doing it. I guess any advice on how to make friends? How to give myself the motivation to make friends? So this is a good question. I think that a lot of people have been experiencing this issue. And I think a lot of it has to do with quarantining and COVID. I think that this is a trend that we've been seeing for probably a year now, and it's just something that we're not used to. This self-isolation, keeping yourself away from people, talking to people online. There's that social interaction that we're really not used to having. I'm a very extroverted person, but I've realized that I don't really like hanging around people too much anymore. And it's not even because I'm afraid of COVID, because I'm definitely not afraid of that virus. It's just I'm so used to being by myself. But I have found myself in that position where I have not had the motivation to start being more friendly with other people. I'll be like, I really want to meet this person and become friends with them. So I try, but then I end up just forgetting to reply. It's almost like the motivation's not there. And what I came to my conclusion on is that I may want to have this group of friends, or I may want to have this friend a part of my life, but if I can't find that motivation to do it, then I shouldn't force it. So you wait for yourself to be ready. I mean, for me, I would say go outside more, maybe just go outside. It literally can't hurt to go outside. I think that a big problem is the fact that we're stuck inside. But that finding motivation for wanting to befriend somebody, I think comes down to social interaction, and that we've been lacking it. I don't want to pin it all on COVID, but I do want to say that I think that it has a huge factor in the fact that we've been quarantining. I've just found out that some schools are going back in person after being out for an entire year, and all these kids are going to have some social anxiety. I'm telling you, it's going to happen because they're not used to talking and hanging out with people they haven't seen them for a year. I understand fully the motivation of not wanting to message the person, even though inside you want to message this person. Inside you want to befriend this person, but on the outside you're like, I just don't have the motivation to do it. I just, whatever, I'll do it later. I think your first step is to accept the fact that maybe you're just not ready, or throw yourself into that uncomfort zone. Like you said, you're uncomfortable. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself in an uncomfortable position, right? So you can definitely do that as well. There's different ways that you can handle this, but you need to find the best outlet that works for you. So of all the ones that I have just mentioned, either it's sit back and wait for yourself to get comfortable, or throw yourself into the comfort zone, or ease into it by going outside and doing some things that slowly edge you into that uncomfort zone, but gradually making yourself comfortable. There are many ways you can go about this, but just understand that I have also experienced this, and I still am to this day as well. And that's coming from someone who's extroverted, someone who likes meeting new people. I end up, having a conversation with someone. I'm like, I totally like this person. This person's totally awesome, and I just enjoy their company one day. But then the next day, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really busy. I can't talk. And then I just end up falling out of wanting to even talk to them anymore. Where did that motivation of wanting to be their friend go? I have no idea. Relating to this, there's another person that had brought something forth about their depression. I can put it up on screen right now, but they basically saying they barely are making any social contact with their family, haven't been talking to their friends, and they just don't feel like talking to anybody. And this is now because of depression. And these sort of things can kind of tie together, whether it's clinical or situational depression. You're not being crazy. They think that they're being crazy. You don't know what to do about it, and that's okay. You're not expected to know what to do about something like this. But it's one of those things where you probably should speak with these people about what you're feeling. You need to speak to the people who are closest to you. This is a very common thing that we hear, especially on this channel. And there are a few other examples that we're going to see later on in this episode where people don't know how to really speak or relay their emotions, right, properly. And that's okay. That comes with time. I even struggle with that too. I struggle sometimes with expressing how I feel, but that comes with time. So something like, them saying, I've been cutting friends off my life and it's just been a train wreck and I just don't know what to do. Cutting friends off because you're depressed, depression it consumes you. So, you're not going crazy. You need to find out how we can release, how we can sort of turn this boat around so that we can go in the other direction toward Happy Island. Something like that. I think the first step is to try and put yourself out there and relay your emotions to people who you can possibly trust. So you have to find at least somebody that you can talk to. You just got to find these outlets or find something that can help you with this, because I can't do it. And like, I'll be honest with you, a lot of these talks really sound shallow. They sound redundant. And it's because a lot of these issues, for me at least, I always tackle from the same angle. Just being open and transparent about your feelings, as difficult as it may be, as uncomfortable as it may be. You need to try and be with those who are closest to you. Talking about the topic that we had just discussed, this next one here says, I've been wanting to talk to my parents about my mental health issues and getting help for it, but always back out last second and bottle it up. What kind of advice would you suggest to finally get over that fear and talk about it with them? The thing is, a lot of people are worried about their parents and what their parents have to say about their mental health, and I understand that. I totally understand the worry of what a family or a friend would say. Elon Musk, I was watching this one video of Elon Musk, and whether you don't like Elon Musk or not, there's one thing that he said, and it was that I think people demonize others a little more than we really should. Like, I think that we think that someone's going to behave in a more evil manner than they actually are, and we need to trust these people, especially those who are close to us. Our own parents, you need to try and trust these people, right? And there are some cases where those people are not trustworthy. I think that demonizing and jumping to the conclusion that these people are not suitable people for you to open up to, I think you're hurting yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've stood corrected on my feelings about something, not going to my parents about it at first, and then going to them and just being completely turned around like, okay, wow, that totally went in the opposite direction. They actually totally helped me. Your mental health is important, and the only person who can change that is you. And sometimes, even when you're the only person who can change that, we still need a little bit of help, and you need that support, right? If you're going through something really difficult, you still need to hear some sort of, I stand with you and I'm proud of you and this and that. You still need to hear that. I don't think anybody's going to disagree on that. So I think it's important that you try and just embrace the idea of, hi, mom, dad, this is something that I want to talk about, and I would really like for you to listen on this because I don't know what I'm feeling and I would like your help. It's bottom line, you don't know what you're feeling half the time. I don't even know what I'm feeling half the time. Nobody really does, right? Like, we think we know, but then we don't, especially with something as serious as your mental health. Try and talk with them about it. All right, so this last one is quite long, so you can actually pause it if you want. I'm just going to go kind of give like a brief rundown and really just answer the question here. Opening up to people, this individual has a hard time. They don't know if it's their pride. They've been shutting themselves out for a long time, and they feel safe shutting themselves up, basically. Not really speaking out about their mental health. And clearly, that is not healthy. Clearly, not speaking about your thoughts and your emotions is definitely just not healthy. It's just not the right way to do things. I think that it's very important for us to release things that are upsetting us. I think, if something doesn't sit well with you, it's important that you at least speak about it. And now, whether somebody gives a shit or not about what you had just said is a different story, but at least you've relayed your emotions instead of bottling it up and letting that kind of manifest in your brain. So it's definitely important. If you want to consider it pride and you swallowing your pride to talk to somebody about, I think it's more of just security. I have a very, very big insecurity of confiding personal information with other people. And that's because over the course of 2020, information about me just kept getting spoken about. People were spreading lies about me. People were saying shit about my personal business. I lost a lot of friendships or relationships over that. You can kind of see where someone could pretty much get insecure. Like, yes, opening up to some people is very difficult. Opening up to like a therapist or something like that, like you just feel judged, right? Like there's just like this weird feeling of judgment. It's something that you kind of just have to like accept. Like for me, in my own mind, right? If I open up to somebody and they sit there and judge me, I will openly tell them right now that I don't give a shit what happens in their life. I don't judge them because we all have our own things. So for someone to sit there and judge me, I have all the reason to judge them. It is what it is. I mean, people are going to always think about your situation one way or another, and they're always going to be a little judgmental about it. But bottom line is you need to just be like, this is the situation. This happened. It happened. And, it's hard to talk about, but it happened. There are some seriously damaging conversations I've had with people, and I've felt the judgment from them, but I was like, you know what? It happened. There's nothing I can do about it. So, where do I get from there? The phrase, help people and expect nothing back, it gets exhausting and really lonely to follow. You're damn right. But the outlook on that statement needs to be changed a little bit. When you help people, you need to help people because you want to do it, not because you're being expected to do it, right? If you don't want to help someone, don't help them. Learn to say no because you will be taken advantage of in this world. Open the door for someone, do not expect a thank you. You open the door for someone and they don't say thank you, you're like, wow, why the fuck didn't that asshole say thank you? Well, it's because you expected them to say thank you. They didn't ask you to open that door, so just don't open the door next time. It's simple as that. Unfortunately, not everybody is as well-mannered as you would expect them to be, and there's the key word, expectation. Do not set an expectation. But is it wrong to message someone and want some sort of, love from them? Why does it feel like a cardinal sin to do so? Well, I think the bottom line is you're looking in the wrong areas. You said maybe I should go outside more. People online are not really the same as they are in person. So it's a little more difficult for somebody in person not to be able to show some sort of compassion like somebody could just kind of evade it online. So I think you should try and cut the people online that little break and try and go elsewhere. Use your online for the close people that you have, and you just have to look in the right places. I'm not going to completely say that online is the wrong place to look, but there are a lot of people that are just not qualified to listen to what you have to say, and they don't care. A lot of people online do not care, and they will express that they don't care by either not opening your message, not responding to your message, unfriending you, or just outright insulting you. In person, it's a little hard to do that when you have actual social interaction with each other. But bottom line is, open up, please. Just find someone that you can talk to, and just don't be afraid to just open up. Just make sure that the people you're talking to, they will be able to, either help you or listen to you actively. It's difficult to find those types of people in this world, but they are there. You just got to look in the right places. This was a very heavy video today. It's a little long episode, which we all like long episodes, right? So I appreciate you guys watching. And like I said, for anybody that I discuss, the things that you bring to me, and or anybody that is watching and doesn't agree with what I said, I'm totally open for discussion in DMs. Remember, this is a video, and these topics, I could spend hours talking about all of these topics individually. So, there are obviously going to be things that I've missed or didn't get to fully elaborate on. This is a channel where I'm just trying to give a brief rundown, and of course, you can just message me. Once again, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys again for the next episode. How many times am I going to say the word again? I don't know. Enjoy the rest of this gameplay.
work.